I just realized I finished the book, The 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication by John Maxwell, and I gotta tell you about this book, largely because I promised I would, but you need to know about this book. Let's talk about it. Bonjour, Mishko Pognon, Quay Nadishnakas Mundo Dem. Hi, everybody. My name is Sandy Boucher. I'm Red Thunderbolt Woman of the Loon Clan, a proud member of Zane River First Nation in Treaty 3 territory in Northern Ontario, and I love books. All kinds of books. I write books, I read books, I quote from books, I admire books, I lose myself in books. I couldn't imagine life without books. And for those of you on my email list, you know recently, well actually I even did a video on it, the 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication. And I promised that once I finished reading the book that I would do a review video. So that's what we're doing today. In case you didn't catch it, the book looks like it needs a haircut. That's why it took me so long to read it, because it is highlighted, it is tagged, it is quoted, it is incredible. If you spend any time trying to speak to other people, whether you're speaking to 2 people, 20 people, 200 people, 2,000 people, you are going to find value in this book. Now, of course, me as a public speaker, as someone who makes my life speaking from the stage, makes my living, this book, I'm trying to think, was there a book recently that I found so practical, so informative, so impactful? I don't think there is. So what I'm going to do here, just to give you an idea, I'm going to look at my flags and see what I highlighted and give you some ideas of the gold in here. Look at this. Look at this. I went to the first. Oh, no, I missed a tag, but that's okay. Having convictions changes your life. Communicating with conviction changes other people's lives. I can tell you 110% that is true. Now I'm curious as to what is the tag that I missed. Because when there is highlighting, look at this. Look at this. This is a page that doesn't even have a tag. Can you tell I love this book? I don't do this much enthusiasm. Well, here's another quote. So again, this one in particular is definitely for someone who is going to give a presentation or a speech. So good communicators know themselves, connect with themselves, and accept themselves. You can do this by connecting with, 1, your thoughts, which help you prepare your content. 2, your feelings, which inspire the delivery of your content. 3, your actions, which give credibility to your content. I don't know about you, but I've heard one too many speakers speak that if you know anything about their life, their words are empty because the actions don't match the words. They're a hypocrite, right? And I just have no faith in those kind of people. Okay, I'm trying to find short and sweet quotes for you. Okay. Gonna have to reread this book. This quote, if ever there's a quote fitting for modern times, in the political unrest, in the insanity and the lack of respect and lack of communication skills amongst our leadership. This is the quote. The quote is, "A different world cannot be built by indifferent people." A different world cannot be built by indifferent people. That's from page 66. All of that was taken from the first 60 pages. Unreal. Oh, here, can we all agree on this one? The power of communication isn't to impress your audience. It's to empower your audience. Huge difference. And that difference would be the focus, right? Is it all about you or is it all about them? Can we make it all about them, please? That one, that page had 2 tags on it. I'm going to have to go back and investigate why. Okay, let's flip ahead a little bit. Let's see. A Brian Tracy quote. You cannot be in the realm of personal development without a Brian Tracy quote or knowing who Brian Tracy is. The quote is, "Your success in your career will be in direct proportion to what you do after you've done what you're expected to do." I don't know about you, but the last person I want to work with are those types of people that only do what they're expected to do, like the bare minimum existence. Who would want a bare minimum life? Ha! Can we remember this one? I say this all the time. Because every now and then we run into those people that like to say, I did it all by myself, which is the biggest bunch of baloney, because at some point someone was changing our diapers and feeding us and talking us into going to school or talking us into going to bed and helping us with our homework, blah, 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 blah. Someone took a chance and hired you. Someone took a chance and became your friend. Do not tell me you did it all alone. And that's what this quote is. Success begins with we. Not me. No one person has all the answers. Love, 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 love. And of course, these fall into the 16 laws that I shared in my previous video. Here I go with, here on my lip gloss again. For a second there, I thought I'll give up lip gloss. That's not going to happen. Let's not be goofy here now. I'm just looking at the ones, flipping through here. Flipping through all these tags. Oh, how's this? The best way to get a great idea, if you're in desperate need of a great idea, the best way to get a great idea is to put together many good ideas. I've done that. I have done that. I thought I had an idea for a speech, and for whatever reason, I didn't write it right away. By the time I did, I had 3-4 other great ideas that fit, and it became an amazing speech. If content is king, then communication is queen. They rule together and cannot be separated. What value does content have if it's not communicated to anyone? And what value does communication have if there is no content? That's a shout out to all those people we know that talk and say nothing. Way too many of our politicians, unfortunately. Oh, okay, back to this one would definitely be for more professional speakers or a manager, supervisor, whatever. As you prepare a message, always start with finding out who your audience is and consider your subject from their point of view, because that's how they're reading your words, from their point of view, not yours, theirs, their lens, right? So I discovered years ago how I present to a First Nation audience is totally different than how I speak to a corporate mainstream audience. I'm going to reach them in entirely different ways. I'm not going to tell you how. And it might be because I am a Quay, because I'm Indigenous, and that's why I do it differently. But I realized pretty quickly that how I present in one doesn't work in the other. Oh, a Jim Rohn quote. Again, if you're in personal development, start with where people are before you take them where you want to go. 100%. Da, 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 da. I am just flipping through all these. I'm now on page 150. It's a 300-page book. Where you find your strengths, you find your voice. Oh, love that one. Love, love, love. I have some tagged on the top, some on the side. I have no idea what my point was there. It's one thing to communicate to people because you have something valuable to say. It's another to communicate with people because they believe, or because you believe they have value. I'm going to try that again. It's one thing to communicate to people because you have something valuable to say. It's another to communicate with people because you believe they have value. That one totally resonated with me because I've said it 100 times. I know I'm a success in my career because I believe in my audiences. I believe in the Canadians that come out to learn how to work respectfully with Indigenous people. The problematic, pain in the butt, awful people do not come to my seminars. I know they exist. I'm Indigenous living in Thunder Bay. Of course I know they exist. And which is why I thank every single non-Indigenous soul that follows my work, that is trying to learn, that is willing to be humble and say they're sorry and mean it and learn and find better words to use and all of it. I'm constantly saying those people are my fuel. My mom wasn't sure they existed, and I get to meet them every single day. That's pretty amazing. Experience is the best teacher. Oh, okay, this one. Yes! We have all heard that experience is the best teacher, but John takes it a step further, which would totally be like my mom. Maybe that's why it resonated with me. Experience is the best teacher only if you evaluate it, learn from it, and apply the lesson to your life. Just reading all the books doesn't do diddly squat. What does Tony say? Knowledge isn't power. Knowledge is potential power, right? You have to do something. Whether Tony Robbins is who I was referring to. Oh, and this one, can we get all the academics? Can we remind them of this? It comes from Albert Einstein, so you'd think they'd have enough respect to listen to it. He's quoted as saying, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Don't give me your $15 words. Let's see, a couple more and then we're going to call this quit. Churchill said, broadly speaking, short words are best, and the old words, when short, are best of all. I like that. Don't give me the $15 words. That's an ego trip. That is a trick. I'm not going to do that because that's like a whole page highlighted. And I'm not going to give you that. But you should definitely, what was this? You got to read the book. You got to read the book. There is so much gold in this book. So much to cherish. Ha! What was that? I have no idea. For every public speaker out there who has bored an audience to tears, here's a quote. If no action comes as a result of communication, then the message never really left the stage. And if you watch my videos and have not grown as a result, I'm missing the mark. If you're here for the first time and you're about to type some snarky comment, please don't. Stick around and learn a little bit. Then I'd love to hear from you. Oh, you can teach anything you know, but you can only reproduce who you are. You can teach anything you know, but you reproduce only who you are. Ha, 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 ha. Love, 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 love. Oh, and here's a call to action for you. I still have something stuck in my lip gloss. Anyways, success comes to those who do today what they were thinking they would do someday. Success comes to those who do today what they were thinking they might do someday. I was thinking someday I would do a review of this book. John C. Maxwell, The 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication. 110% recommend. You got to get this book. I like a hard book. I'm pretty sure it's available on Audible too. John has so many books out. Having read this one, I'm definitely going to read more. And I got to be totally honest here. John, at one point, was a minister, I believe. And I think that's where he started his speaking career. John is very strong in his faith and in his Christianity. And I can own that that is one of the reasons I didn't gravitate to his books right away. Because I was like, if it's going to come across as Christian preachy, I'm not interested, because that's not my faith. That's not my path. I'm not downgrading it in any way. It's just not my path. He touches on his Christianity in the book. It's who he is. It's his authenticity. But this is not a Christian book, that, in my humble opinion. He's not preaching. He's preaching about communication. And for him, that happens to be in Christian settings on a regular basis. But I am not a Christian, and this book was incredible. So do not let that stop you. Again, 110%. What am I reading next? Thank you for asking, because I know you just did. Totally different ball game here. It's by Rachel Rogers, A Woman's Guide to Earning More, Building Wealth, and Gaining Economic Power. We should all be millionaires. I can't wait. I'll let you know how it goes. Until tomorrow, I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.